thanks to your great panelists, how do you think one member, one vote would help members and leaders who want to fight the diverse, divisive multi-tier contracts? And do you think a more active union would do better at organizing the transplants and non-union parts plants? In the Teamsters, we feel one member, one vote definitely helps put some fight in the union. And in the IBT elections later this year, we feel the 1.4 million Teamsters members will clean house. And that was from Brother Ken. You want to take that, Dan?
Hey, Scott. Yeah, I'm living it, right? So we know that the tier pay system, how divisive that is. It has nothing to do with solidarity. It's a tool of management to divide, conquer, and make people that used to be, brothers and sisters, angry and in conflict with each other. We see a national agreement where people have to vote to make other members of brothers and sisters less than. It's not pretty. Here in Rochester, we used to have Delco products facility about a mile away from our Rochester products facility. Delco used to make windshield wiper motors, power seat motors, that kind of thing. Between the two plants, we had over 10,000 people. They went to a tier system over there. They were IUE, we've been UAW. So they went to a tier system years ago, and they started a lot of infighting. And then they went through a series of different ownerships, and they're closed. But we saw the ugly effect that had on that membership. They were one of the biggest and strongest allies in this labor movement in Rochester. It did nothing but cause animosity. Well, I do not and never have understood why the UAW would stand by and allow that, and more to the point where they actually came around and said, your plant will close. Again, threatening more than the corporation would, and just plain out language, your plant will close unless you accept this agreement. $10 an hour pay cut and loss of pension. That's your choice, right? You're either gone or you take this concession. And again, our members were having none of it, but they wrap it up in the national agreement. Everybody votes on, right? It's just an ugly choice. And the way that they do that, really coercive when they do the rollouts on these contracts. And it all stems from the evil of they're not accountable to us. I cannot understand, again, people engage. Folks in my plant get the same carpal tunnel, same bad back. They're working under the same constrictions, the same quality standards, the same health and safety routines, everything that folks in a regular GM plant are doing, right? And in a lot of cases, working harder. Our members that were fortunate enough to transfer tell us how it was nice to go back to the old school where they didn't have to work so hard, get a whole lot more money. And I think the last thing is propaganda. Rory Gamble has promised he's going to educate members as to why the delegate system is so important and how it's worked so well. I don't think it's worked so well, right? I really don't think it's what I've seen the outcome of how this has worked. So there's going to be a lot of propaganda. And one of those questions, Scott, you're from a bigger local that he's kind of alluded to, was bigger locals are going to have an outsized, they're going to have an advantage in one member, one vote, because they're already going to have, say, 6,000, 7,000 members, where some of the smaller locals, under 1,000 members, are not going to have that kind of influence. So we have to be ready for that propaganda and be ready to push back.